In Chapter 2.4, we are going to discuss the main organs for photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process in which plant uses sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to create sugar. The sugar will be used as the plant's food. Photosynthesis helps plant to synthesize its own food as a source of energy. It also helps to produce glucose in plants that can be used as food for all living organism. Photosynthesis in plants also helps to maintain oxygen and carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere. There are 5 adaptation of leaf structure. They are upper and lower epidermis, stomata, palisade mesophyll, spongy mesophyll, and vascular bundles. The first type of adaptation of internal leaf structure for photosynthesis is upper and lower epidermis. Upper and lower epidermis is the outermost layer of the leaf which are present on both sides of the leaf. It allows sunlight to reach into the palisade mesophyll in the leaf. The second type of adaptation of internal leaf structure for photosynthesis is stomata. Stomata are present in the upper and lower epidermis. In the presence of light, stomata will open and allow gaseous exchange for carbon dioxide and oxygen. The third type of adaptation of internal leaf structure for photosynthesis is palisade mesophyll. Palisade mesophyll are closely packed cells under the upper epidermis. It contains the most chloroplasts, which allows the leaf to absorb maximum sunlight during photosynthesis. The fourth type of adaptation of internal leaf structure for photosynthesis is spongy mesophyll. Spongy mesophyll are loosely arranged cells with large air spaces between the cells. The large air spaces in the cells allow gaseous exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen during photosynthesis. Spongy mesophyll contains lesser number of chloroplasts compared to palisade mesophyll. The fifth adaptation of internal leaf structure for photosynthesis is vascular bundles. Vascular bundles is a long continuous tubes called xylem and phloem. Xylem transports water and mineral salts from the roots to all parts of the plant. Phloem transports organic substances such as sucrose and food from the leaves to all parts of the plants. Next, we will look into the adaptations of external leaf structure for photosynthesis. Leaf mosaic is the arrangement of leaves in plants which the leaves are arranged in mosaic pattern to prevent leaves from overlapping each other. Leaf orientation is the arrangement of leaves in plants which the leaves are arranged in the right angle pattern to prevent leaves from overlapping each other. We will now look into the structure of chloroplast. A chloroplast absorbs sunlight and converts it into chemical energy during photosynthesis. A chloroplast has outer membrane and inner membrane that cover and protect the inner parts of the chloroplast. The inner parts of the chloroplast consists of thylakoids, granum, lamellae, and stroma. Granum is made up of layers of thylakoid. Thylakoid contains the green pigment called chlorophyll, which help to absorb sunlight for photosynthesis. The stack of thylakoid sac are connected by lamellae. Stroma is the fluid that surrounds the grana, and thylakoids inside the chloroplasts. Now, we will look into light reaction in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis occurs in the grana and stroma of the chloroplast. Photosynthesis uses the sunlight energy and chlorophyll in the chloroplast and convert water and carbon dioxide into oxygen and glucose. The process of photosynthesis can be divided into 2 main stages. There are light-dependent reaction and light-independent reaction. Now, we will look further into light-dependent reaction. Light-dependent reaction occurs in the thylakoids of chloroplast. The chlorophyll in the thylakoids absorbs the energy from the sunlight. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, water-producing oxygen and water are called photolysis of water. Firstly, the light energy in the chlorophyll splits the water molecules into hydrogen ions and hydroxyl ions. the hydroxyl ions is neutralized by losing its electrons to the chlorophyll to form hydroxyl groups. Then, the hydroxyl groups combine with the electrons to form water and oxygen. Lastly, the hydrogen ions is neutralized by combining electrons from the chlorophyll to form hydrogen atoms. Now, we will look into light-independent reaction. Light-independent reaction occurs in the stroma of chloroplast. In light-independent reaction, carbon dioxide is used to produce glucose. This process is called reduction of carbon dioxide. During the light-dependent reaction, the hydrogen atom 4H produced is used to reduce the carbon dioxide, CO2, in light-independent reaction. The photosynthetic enzymes in the stroma helps to reduce the carbon dioxide into glucose and water. The glucose combine unit of glucose to form glucose molecules. The glucose convert into carbohydrates such as starch, which stored as starch granules in the chloroplast. Next, we will look into the similarities between light-dependent and light-independent reactions. Both reactions take place in chloroplast, and both reactions are catalyzed by enzyme. Now, we will compare the differences between light-dependent and light-independent reactions. In light-dependent reaction, the reaction occurs in the thylakoids. While in light-independent reaction, the reaction occurs in the stroma. Light-dependent reaction produce ATP molecules. Light-independent reaction use ATP molecules. Light-dependent reaction involve photolysis of water. Light-independent reaction involve reduction of carbon dioxide. In light-dependent reaction, the substances required for reaction is water. In light-independent reaction, the substances required for reaction is carbon dioxide. In light-dependent reaction, the reaction products is oxygen and water molecules. In light-independent reaction, the reaction products is oxygen and glucose. Now, we will look at the environmental factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis. The first environmental factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis is light intensity. In light intensity, when the concentration of carbon dioxide and temperature are constant, the light intensity and the rate of photosynthesis increase to its maximum point, P. After reaches the maximum point, P, any increase in light intensity will not increase the rate of photosynthesis, because it is limited by concentration of carbon dioxide. The limited concentration of carbon dioxide means there is not enough carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. The concentration of carbon dioxide is the limiting factor. At this stage, PQ, the rate of photosynthesis is constant. When the concentration of carbon dioxide in the environment increases to 0.04%, the rate of photosynthesis also increases. Next, we will look into the second environmental factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis as temperature. When light intensity and optimum concentration of carbon dioxide is high, the temperature and the rate of photosynthesis increases to its maximum in its optimum temperature range of 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. The photosynthesis involve enzymes, which are more active from 0 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius, and the photosynthesis increases. At 40 degrees Celsius and above, the enzyme begins to denature, and the rate of photosynthesis decreases. At 60 degrees Celsius, all enzymes are denatured, and the rate of photosynthesis stopped. Lastly, we will look into the third environmental factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis as carbon dioxide concentration. When light intensity and temperature is constant, the carbon dioxide and the rate of the photosynthesis increase to its maximum point. After reaches its maximum point, any increase in concentration of carbon dioxide will not increase the rate of photosynthesis, because it is limited of light intensity. Limited of light intensity means there is not enough lights for photosynthesis. At this stage, PQ, the rate of photosynthesis is constant. Besides the light intensity factor, the light colors will also affect the rate of photosynthesis in plants. The light spectrum consists of 7 colors in different wavelength. There are violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. The best color for high rate of photosynthesis is blue light, and the second is red light. This is because the chlorophyll in chloroplast absorbs blue and red lights, which cause the light-dependent reaction in photosynthesis. The green and yellow lights has the lowest rate of photosynthesis. This is the end of chapter 2.4, Main Organs for Photosynthesis.